Bears win 38-0, absolutely blank the Buffalo Bills. Is this what life's going to be like? Is this what Ben Johnson is like? Is this what we can expect? Is this a foreshadowing? Now, let's just be honest. It's the preseason. Buffalo played no starters, if any, and we, Chicago, played starters for sprinkling in about 2 series. But what a game. And this is the type of sicko that Ben Johnson is. We're up 28-0. He is stone cold, impenetrable, focused, no tells, poker face, dialed. This guy is not messing around, man. It's incredible. You've got lots of people. It's a preseason game. They're having a good time on the sideline, and Ben Johnson is just in his play sheet, focused on the game, even gave play calling responsibilities over to the offensive coordinator, Declan Doyle, in the second half. And then Al Harris, DB's coach, called plays on the defensive side of the ball. All in all, a coaching masterclass. And the reason that you know that is we are doing things that are out of character for us, right? Now, when I say out of character, I mean, we're not the ones committing the penalties. We're not the ones false starting. We're not the ones with holding penalties, right? There were a number of times in that first quarter where our defense really put a lot of pressure on that Buffalo offense, and they've got guys that are committing penalties on the offensive line. Normally, that's the Chicago Bears. I recognize that because I see that too often. Normally, it's us. Now it's not. We're disciplined. At least it's looking like we are disciplined. And at least it's looking like Ben Johnson is coaching us to be disciplined, to stop making those mental errors, to stop crippling ourselves before the play even starts. I just am head over heels for Ben Johnson, man. Everything about him. He doesn't smile until that game's over and we won. His play calling is absolute genius, man. How often in Chicago have we actually been the team that has the guy that's scheming things up and things are just open? Things are just working, right? How many times did we run a play action pass today and it was just wide ass open? We set it up perfectly by pounding the rock the drive before, and then we tuck that ball and roll, and the play is wide open. If that's what life is going to be like under Ben Johnson, and if that's how you get an MVP-like output from Jared Goff, can you imagine what the ceiling is for Caleb Williams? Now, Kevin Warren jumped on the broadcast, was talking about Ben Johnson, and he said one thing that I thought was pretty telling. He's high IQ and he's high EQ, not just intellect and intelligence, but emotional intelligence, right? It's understanding the dynamics of the team, understanding the dynamics of the players, trying to get them to perform, right? Situational awareness, self-aware. This guy seems to be just a mastermind when it comes to coaching and leadership, which is stuff that we all didn't know coming in, right? We knew he was a brainiac play caller. We knew he was the next hot thing, and we got him. But his leadership, his composure, his aura is just way different and way better than I thought it ever would be. And speaking of loving what I'm seeing, Caleb Williams, can we talk about him? Because a lot of people out there in the media seem to believe that this guy was a bust because they saw him throw an interception in a practice scrimmage, right? Or because they saw him not hit the ball into the net on one video. But then he plays well in a preseason game, and they're going to say, oh, it's just a preseason game. It doesn't count. It's just a preseason game. That's okay. But if he throws an interception in practice, he's a bust. Make it make sense, you know? Now, some of these people just have blinders on, right? They're anti-Caleb, and that's just the way it's going to be no matter what, no matter how good he is. That's the way it's going to be. And that's fine because you guys stay on that side. We'll be right over here rocking with Caleb Williams as he takes massive steps this year. You can already see it coming into fruition. How can you tell? Now, it's a preseason game. We're not playing against starters. Buffalo sat most everybody. But as Ben Johnson has said, these games don't count, but they matter. Now, why does it matter for Caleb Williams? Because you saw him calm. You saw him composed. He's taking these dropbacks. His feet are calm. He's not finicky, right? He's not pressured. He's not rushed. His footwork and his steps are lining up with the reads that he's making. And you can see him processing. And almost every freaking throw that he made was on time and on target. Ben is scheming guys open for him, which what a novelty it is to have that, because Caleb didn't have that last year and people want to pretend like he did. People want to just ignore that. They hate when you tell them that, well, Jaden Daniels and Bo Nix certainly had that. They had play callers scheming things up for plays and situations that were conducive to their strengths, right? They put them in advantageous situations where a lot of the mental gymnastics that was required didn't have to happen because the play was right there for them. Just make the throw. Now, Caleb has a genius drawing up the plays. We ate up that seam. We only had 2 drives of Caleb Williams and the offensive starters, or at least the majority of them. And that seam was wide open, hit a dart right to Cole Kmet, right in the chest. It just looked a lot easier, right? Our offensive line stood strong. Caleb Williams felt like he was confident. He was trusting his reads and he was making those throws, processing what the defense is giving him. But it feels like Ben Johnson has already given him the answers to the test, right? Make the right reads, get the ball out on time, get it to the guy in target, and let him make a play. We are going to eat and feast this year on yards after catch. We were horrible and awful last year when it came to yards after catch. This year, that's going to be a strength. That's going to be something that Ben Johnson's going to preach. And just so you know, DJ Moore, Zacchaeus, Rome Odunze, Cole Kmet, Colston Loveland, Luther Burden. You even saw Tyler Scott in there today. DeAndre Swift. All of these guys are going to feast. They are dangerous with the ball in their hands, with the exception of Cole Kmet, right? Cole Kmet is a big brute and he's hard to tackle, but he's not elusive by any means. But when you look at Colston Loveland, this guy's going to be a problem, man. I mean, dead ass. Just 2 preseason games so far, 3 catches, and I'm seeing all pro. I am seeing future all pro tight end right there. Colston Loveland might be, I mean, offensive rookie of the year this year, maybe. He's obviously going to be involved. He's obviously a weapon. And that was obviously an awesome draft pick. Because you know what? I think he's going to make Tyler Warren look like shit. Colston Loveland is big. He doesn't look like he's skinny by any means. When in college he did. He's blocking. He's throwing his head in there. But then he gets the ball and he's got that ability to separate. He's got that ability to run. I cannot wait to see this guy. And we finally have a coach that's going to maximize it. You got Cole Kmet and Colston Loveland. We're running 12 personnel. We're going to pound the rock. We had 2 running backs today with over 15 carries. Love to see that. We ran the ball at will. Luther Burden got a lot of game time, valuable game time. Not only was he dangerous when he caught the ball, making plays after the catch, which is just another guy for the defense to worry about, but he's also getting his nose dirty. He's throwing his head in there and he's blocking on the goal line for 2 rushing touchdowns. He clearly has heard when Ben Johnson says, no block, no rock. Luther Burden heard that, and he's blocking, and he's getting the rock. Now, when it comes to Tyson Bagent, good game again for him. He's looked good. I'm truly just a little bit baffled at what we've got on our hands here, right? Why are there no calls for Tyson Bagent? Clearly, like, he's a great backup to have, but clearly it feels like he's young, and he might have another level. Personally, I don't think he's ever going to be that guy, but I freaking love almost everything about Tyson. Great vibes guy, right? Good locker room, good hang, dude's dude, man's man, character, work ethic, persistence, right? He sets the tone. He's genuinely just a great person to have around. And he's a good player. He's making some good throws. He's making some good reads. He's got wheels. I truly am shocked that we haven't had some of these other quarterback needy teams take a flyer on a Tyson Bagent, right? Clearly he's going to get good coaching this year. And we know that he has aspirations to be more, to achieve more. He wants to see if he can do that. And I would want the same if I were him, right? So I don't know how long it is that he sticks around in Chicago. We love him for now. I'm just a little bit shocked that we haven't been able to shop him, or that there haven't been teams calling him. Maybe there have, and maybe we just haven't heard, or maybe he's not even available, right? Maybe we need him around. That's part of the reason you bring in a Case Keenum, right? But all in all, our defense, I thought, looked great today too. I mean, Dennis Allen dials up these blitzes at perfect opportune times. I love the aggressive nature of the way that he play calls. And these blitzes are getting home, man. Austin Booker had another sack today. Add it to the pile that he's tallied up in just 2 weeks now, 4 sacks. Shot in like a missile off that stunt. But the way that we've constructed and set up our coaching staff, we could be good for a long time. Think about it this way. Dennis Allen, he's been there, he's done that. He's achieved the highest of achievements as a defensive coordinator, right? He's got a great reputation. He's a very good, legitimate, elite defensive coordinator. He's tried the head coaching thing twice now. There's no reason that would be another itch that he would want to scratch. And honestly, I don't think he's ever going to get another bite at the apple. We could have one of the NFL's best defensive coordinators in the league in Chicago for a long time. Think Kansas City Chiefs, right? Think Andy Reid, Steve Spagnuolo. Spags tried that head coaching thing. Didn't work out. He's a career defensive coordinator now, and that's fine because he gets to play with probably the best team in the NFL. And he gets to be there for a long time. Offense is going to be handled by Andy Reid. Defense is handled by Spags. In Chicago, if we hit a home run, looking good right now, we hit a home run with Ben Johnson, and he turns out to be a Kyle Shanahan, a Sean McVay, and Andy Reid, guys, there's no reason he's ever leaving. He's not an offensive coordinator. He's not going to get scooped up for a head coaching job. We just did that. He's our head coach. Our offense could be set for a long time. Caleb Williams and Ben Johnson. If those two are hits, we're sitting on a gold mine. That's what you hope for. That's what you pray for. That's the situation you want. That's why it was so important that we went out and got him. And then we married him with Dennis Allen. Dennis Allen could finish his career a Chicago Bear. That's how important this is. Now, color me excited, optimistic, borderline delusional. It's just preseason. I know that. All I'm doing is reading into some of the positivity that I've seen just in 2 weeks, because this team truly looks night and day different than what we saw last year. We haven't even seen Jaquan Brisker yet, right? We haven't even seen Kyler Gordon yet, Jalen Johnson, some of these guys, man. We've got a lot more juice to add by the end of this preseason. And I've got to be honest, loving what I'm seeing out of the Chicago Bears and Ben Johnson. We might have got one. The Bears.